Alright, hello. So I'm Spiders, and I'm a top 250 Gale main who's been using Gale pretty actively for about 3 months straight now. So these are my opinions on the rankings of the Gale mantras. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so starting it off, we got Champion's World Throw. Champion's World Throw, it did just get nerfed, but I still think it's really good. Right now, Deepwoken, all block breathing mantras are really strong. And even with that wind up, it's still able to pretty much achieve its purpose, which is forcing either someone to put down their block, which is really important for shield users, or, of course, block reading them and doing a lot of damage. So, Shaman's World Throw, it could be either high A or low S, but it's definitely one of the best Gale mantras, so keep it at S. Okay, next up we got Wind Gun. Okay, Wind Gun, it actually did just get buffed recently, but I do have it on one of my Gale builds, but I'd still say it's pretty mid, because literally, it's like the same as Air Force, except it has a way smaller hitbox, and it has a pretty long wind up. I'm not sure if it's longer, but it's a very long wind up, so it's not worth using most builds nowadays, I'd say. Next up, we have Pillars of Arsia. This build used to definitely be way higher up here around, but then it got nerfed, and now you can just ragdoll cancel to get out of it, so it's really not effective at all. So I put it at probably a C tier. I guess the one use it does have is probably in ganks, because if you have a Bloodless on it, it has a really huge AoE, so you can get a lot of healing from that. Besides that though, it's not gonna be good at all for ones. So it has a huge wind up. Alright. So next up we got Gale Punch. Gale Punch is another weird one. What some people do is they try to abuse the hitbox of it, because people don't realize it, but Gale Punch has a way longer hitbox than it looks. Although that being the case, you really still don't see many Gale users using it, because it has a really loud wind up noise, and it's pretty easy to parry in my opinion. So I'd probably still put this in C tier as well. Maybe above Wind Gun though. Yeah. Okay. Next up we have Wind Passage. Okay. Wind Passage, one of the newer Gale mantras. I definitely say it's pretty strong. Because if you have perfect lenses on it, right, it gives you some really nice mobility. Pretty comparable to dash, which everyone agrees pretty much is a pretty core part of mobility. So I'd probably put this in A tier. I wouldn't say S, it's not on the same level as Champion's World Throw, but it's pretty strong. It also does a decent amount of damage too, which we don't really realize, but it's very good mobility. Okay, next up is Air Force. Now, Air Force, I'd say it's above Wind Gun for the reasons stated earlier, right? It has a bigger hitbox. You can use modifiers on it too, actually, and I'd say it does pretty decent damage. I'd say it's kind of underrated, honestly, because people don't realize, but it actually does quite a lot of damage. So probably B tier. Okay, now we have Rising Wind. Okay, Rising Wind is one of my favorite Gale mantras, because when I first started playing Gale, I didn't really know how to use it, but once you learn how to use it, it can be really good for starting combos, especially if you have reverse Gale kick. So it's probably one of the stronger Gale mantras. I'd honestly put it in A tier. Maybe let's use it above Wind Passage. Yeah, in my opinion it is, because it's probably one of the highest damaging Gale moves, and yeah, with reverse Gale kick, it's free combos extensions with something like Champion's World Throw. Now Tornado Kick. Tornado Kick, and again, another monster you don't really see much in PvP, except for, I guess, if they're a mage Gale build, but those aren't really that strong right now anyways, so probably just B tier. I guess, it's just kind of one of the monsters that you pick up at the start to level up your Gale and then reroll later. Alright, Gale Wisp. Yeah, Gale Wisp definitely kind of fell off after the Haunted Gale nerfs, right? Because that was a really big part of what made Gale Wisp decent, is that it just basically gave you a straight damage buff when you use Haunted Gale. But now Haunted Gale kind of fell off, so it's probably pretty low down here. definitely like somewhere between C and D. I just placed in C. Also, like, there are a lot of strong monsters now, so I wouldn't really say it's worth the one run Gale with. And it takes up your support slot, which I think most Gale builds would do better with Reinforce, so keep it in C for now. Yep. Okay, Astral Wind. Okay, everyone knows this. Straight up to S, definitely. Like easily the best Gale launcher in the game, because 3 Rush Rides Gale Astral, or 3 Rush Rides Astral Wind. It's pretty much like the fastest monster in the game. It does a ton of damage, and it has a pretty reliable hitbox too. Definitely easy S tier. And like if you're not running Astral Wind on a Gale build, I don't know what you're doing. So S tier. Next up is Windblade. Probably gained some popularity now after No-Go started using it, because you can get it with 1 Gale Breath. So a lot of people have started doing that, I guess. Or a lot of Attunementless people at least. And there's also that one tech where you get like the talent that makes it look like a Rising Flame. But that tech is not very effective in PvP, I'd say. Yeah, what people would do is they do an aerial attack into Windblade. But yeah, it's not very effective, I'd say. People say it's underrated, but no, we're gonna put this in probably B tier, more so because like it's actually pretty useful in ganks if you put a waiver on it like No-Go does, I guess. As a monster though, it's not very strong. It does no damage as far as I know. Okay, next up, Gale Trap. Gale Trap. Right, fan favorite by some, I guess, but it definitely also fell off after the nerfs. So I guess we put it in B tier. Like, I guess it's good because sometimes it goes through its block, or goes through someone's block, right? But I wouldn't say that's enough to make it like on the same level as Rising Wind and Wind Passage, which are like very strong monsters in most people's toolkit. Okay, and Gale Lunge. Gale Lunge is definitely strong Gale monster that has gained a lot of recognition. So I'll probably put it somewhere in A tier. Very good for roll caching, good for monster fans too, because it's one of the longer wind up Gale monsters that are still powerful. And yeah, so we'll probably put this, I'd say it's above Rising Wind, Wind Passage. We'll put this top of A tier. Right there, above Rising Wind. Heavenly Wind, okay. Heavenly Wind is kind of a monster that I haven't been too sure about, because I feel like it takes some skill to master, like being able to feint it correctly. And also like it has a long wind up too. So honestly, I've been struggling to hit it recently, but I still think it's good. So I'd say it's probably top of B tier. Yeah, but it has a really long wind up, makes it hard to hit, but also like there's a tech that you can do with it kind of, where you can move stack like an M1 or your, well, if you're using Gale Hero, but you can use your crit during it, which is definitely a strong part of it that people don't really know about. So yeah, top of B tier, I wouldn't say it's up here, especially if they patch that tech where you can move stack during it, probably go down. Okay, so now we have Tornado. Tornado, okay, well if this were a PvE tier list, then it'd probably be pretty high up, but this is a tier that's more focused on PvP, so in that case, it'll go down to D tier. Like this is another monster that people say is underrated, but I've still never seen anyone actually be able to use it effectively. It does 0 posture damage as well, so it's pretty weak in my opinion. We'll put it in D tier. And Windar, yeah, old meta Gale, OGs remember, but nowadays it is really weak because you just get M1 through it and you take a lot of damage if that happens, since it has a pretty long duration. So I'll put it in D tier above Tornado. Okay, so final changes, let's see. These are definitely locked up here, but one thing I think I will change is maybe move Gale Trap above Tornado Kick, because you know some people actually do still use Gale Trap, and it does serve its purpose by silencing people and going through blocks too. So yeah, above Tornado Kick for PvP, probably not above Windblade, I'd say, or any of these, so we'll keep it here. And also Pillars of Arisia, I think I'm gonna move this down because yeah, it is really bad for 1v1s. Yeah, like I said earlier, decent in ganks, but still you'll get punished because in ganks there's usually like a lot going on, so there's plenty of opportunities for you to get hit during casting this mantra. So yeah, we'll put it at the bottom of C tier, not on the level of these two, but yeah. Okay, so thanks for watching. Let me know if you disagree with any of my opinions, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.